Hi, I'm Nate Wakeford. I'm your masculinity and mindset coach. In this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between dominance and controlling someone. There's a lot of misconceptions, especially with women who I talk to, who think that dominance is a bad thing. That equate dominance with control and a diminishment of freedom. And that's not the case at all. When I talk about dominance, I'm specifically talking about a man having an internal frame of reference and an internal authority such that he becomes the dominant creator of his own reality. It's got nothing to do with the external person whatsoever. It's completely internal. He is sovereign. He is clear in his path, his purpose, where he is integrous and congruent and aligned in that empowered expression. And he continuously maintains the development of his masculine frame and the coherence with that, even in intensity. This is what I'm referring to as dominance. From that place of him knowing who he is, what he stands for, living in accordance with his values, he then evaluates what external people, experiences, and events are complementary to that empowered path and trajectory in life. To that regard, he then invites those people, man or woman, into his reality to share in the beauty that he's created for himself. From that perspective, he is open to receiving comments, invitations, feedback that will complement him towards his higher path and trajectory. What he won't do is deviate from his higher trajectory and divine path and purpose in life. He won't. Sometimes that means making difficult decisions. Sometimes that means considering information and declining it. Sometimes that means saying no. What it does not mean is that he knows better for another person. What it does not mean is that he seeks to control another person. He honors another person's sovereignty. What it does mean is that he will invite into his life that which is complementary to him. And that which is complementary to him, he will provide for, he will support, he will care for, he will encourage, he will uplift, he will ensure that presence is honored and valued, whether it be a man or a woman. Where I think there's some confusion is that when a man becomes dominant in the creation of his own reality, that some people think that other people are valued less. No, he values himself and he trusts himself enough to consider whether another person's perspective or input is complementary to that path and purpose or not. And where someone else seeks to have control over him, seeks to have authority over him, seeks to influence him for their own good and well-being, he will be highly discerning whether or not to allow that sort of influence in his life or not. So when I'm talking about dominance, it's very internal. It's very much whether or not this input from another is congruent, aligned or not. And when it is, he nurtures and encourages and pours it and allows even more of that in. And where it's not, he's increasingly discerning and he'll qualify this information and input in the way that's coming to him. Where a man needs to be careful, particularly if he hasn't had a lot of experience in dating or relationships, particularly if he's more in his feminine side, it would be more tempting or easy for him to fall into the frame of another person. And one of the qualifying tests is when a person is providing input, direction, invitations into your life, have they mastered their own life, for one? And what is the dynamic in the relationship? Is it a coach or a mentor? Is it a romantic relationship? If it's a romantic relationship and the man is being led by the woman, in other words, he's in the woman's frame, when she's deciding what needs to happen, when she believes that she knows better for a man's life, this is reflective of a man who doesn't have a frame, who doesn't have clear direction and awareness of his empowered path in life and what he stands for or his identity, and he's willing to place that authority in the hands of another who can't possibly know him better than himself if he's on a path of self-awareness and self-inquiry. So the man needs to be able to trust himself and his own decisions and to live in accordance with the trajectory and path in life where he becomes more and more in his high esteem, in well-being, and in fulfillment of his legacy in life. If he doesn't have those things, then it's easy for him to deviate. It's easy for him to potentially fall into the trap of seeking approval, acceptance from another rather than standing for his truth. It's easy for him to defer his leadership into the direction of someone external, including his partner. To be very clear, the man makes the decisions for his own reality, full stop. And if he's a good leader and he's leading other people, he will consider with their input how to accomplish that ideal outcome that takes care of them whilst remaining in integrity with his own path. So the effective leader makes decisions for the highest good and well-being of all that are inside his container. And he is willing to not be liked momentarily if he makes a difficult decision that he truly believes is in the highest good and well-being of all. And those people will know that if he's truly making the right decision in a difficult situation and he's already proven himself to be a competent leader. There's likely to be mutiny if a man has not developed himself as a competent leader, if he hasn't developed himself as someone who can effectively protect, provide, and serve, if he is someone that has shown himself to be a man lacking integrity, consistency, commitment, in which case he's probably needs to go back to work on himself. And rightfully, the people that are challenging him have the right to do so. They have the right to bring things to his awareness. They have the right to say, hey, I don't believe you're effective in leading me. So the man has to go to work on himself to become a more effective leader. So there's definitely opportunity for input. And dominance in leadership comes from competence, not from an attempt to control from incompetence. He honors the freedom and sovereignty of the people who are under his leadership. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions on leadership, on dominance, on becoming an effective man, please reach out, write your questions in the comments below. I have a Sovereign Brotherhood community. You can learn how to become a more effective man in your ability to protect, provide, and serve. So I encourage you to join that. Again, the links are in the captions below. And if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.